Well, my job is done. I need to acknowledge the chairman of CALM, and you've seen his impact already. Apostle Sunday Adegbola is here. I want to acknowledge him. Welcome. We're partners in this project, and we hope to have a few more before the election actually takes place. And so we're very excited about what's happening today. My job is done. I've introduced the project. I want to introduce to you somebody I chose who I believe will be very objective today, will not take sides, and will be fair to both sides. As a man that I've respected and has been my mentor for many. So we get an idea of how this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tunde Adegbola.
Thank you very much. Not too long ago, when I was in the primary school, we used to have a subject. The subject was described as civics. And we were taught in this subject how to be proper Nigerians and how to be proper citizens of the world. That was where we were taught that democracy is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. I am very happy to be here this afternoon because, in a sense, this is the first time I have found Alakoways interested in election. We had abandoned it to hoodlums. We had abandoned it to people whose level of intelligence cannot deliver the proper dividends of democracy. Trying to do this afternoon is to make an attempt to present Nigerians with some facts, with some detailed information that can help this process of determining who to vote for. And in order to be able to do that, we have today identified two people that have in various ways expressed their own ideas about the two main candidates. And I would like to invite to the podium at this time Mr. Bayo Adeyinka, who has spoken so much in various fora, particularly on the social media, about the virtues of voting President Jonathan for a second term. Thank you very much, Mr. Bayo Adeyinka, for coming over, leaving many other important things behind. We thank you very much. God will bless you. On the other side, we have Mr. Ademola Adewusi, who has also been recognized as somebody who has been expressing his opinions, expressing his positions about the candidature of General Buhari. We are going to allow the two of them to tell us what they know about the candidates. May I now invite Mr. Bayo Adeyinka to present his position in 15 minutes. 15 minutes starts now.
And please, if you're sending a tweet, please always use the hashtag #NextPresident ? So that all our tweets will stay together. So, because we are streaming right now, and we also want people to follow us on Twitter. And if you make any comments, use the hashtag #NextPresident ? Thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Apostle Sunday Adegbola, Pastor Francis, and I want to appreciate everybody for making time out here to come here. My name is Bayo Adeyinka. I'm a banker, I'm a writer, I'm a blogger, and I'm also a pastor. I'm here to speak about why I believe in President Jonathan and why he should continue in office. In August, I decided to take the train from Lagos to Ibadan because I read about it in the newspapers. So I asked my driver to take me to Ido Terminus. He dropped me right there. I asked him to take the car to Ibadan, and I decided to board the train so that I can experience firsthand what I've been reading about in the newspapers. So from Ido Terminus, I took the train right to Ibadan. I dropped there at Dubai. And that was my moment of epiphany. And since then, I've decided to research about the things that are happening in the economy, and that is why I'm doing what I believe in today. So what I'm going to talk about this afternoon are the things that I've seen, the things that I've heard, and the things that I've actually experienced, what I've handled. Road rehabilitation. 2,000 kilometers of road built or rehabilitated by President Jonathan in 2013, the largest ever by any government in Nigeria. This is a picture of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that I took personally myself. That's the road that I took about 2 hours ago when I was coming from Lagos. Everybody knows the state of this road a few years ago. In fact, in 2008, I lost a very good friend of mine who was coming from the detention camp on this road. This road was constructed in 1971, commissioned in 1971, and it took a courageous man in the person of President Jonathan to revoke the concession that was granted and actually begin to do this road. There are 8 lanes that are coming from Lagos to Shagamu and 4 lanes from Shagamu to Ibadan. Work is going there day and night. That's Benin Ore Expressway. That's before and after. That is a road in which you could spend about 3 days there before you get to your destination. But this is what it looks like when it was commissioned. The very first phase 1, which is about 75 kilometers in 2014. I would have loved to read what Governor Adams Oshiomhole said when this road was being commissioned, but because of time. That's Loko Oweto Bridge. That's a bridge that spans 2,055 kilometers across River Benue. You can Google it, it's right there. That road will cut short the journey from Abuja to any Southeast state by 3 hours when it is completed. That bridge is 45% completed. This is Oshodi Apapa Expressway. A lot of people think that this is a Lagos road or it's been done by Governor Fashola. No, but it was expanded and reconstructed by President Jonathan. Now, I actually summarized 62 major road projects that have been done or are ongoing by this current government. 187 kilometers of standard gauge rail from Kaduna to Abuja already completed. Now, a lot of people are saying what we have are locomotive trains. But I'm happy to tell you that in a few weeks' time, a train that will ride at 185 kilometers per hour will soon begin to ply the Abuja to Kaduna route. 5 million people, 5 million passengers now commute every year through our rail system compared to 1 million before Jonathan. 240 coaches that have been refurbished and revalidated, and they are now plying several routes in Nigeria. 10.4 million passengers actually passed through the Lagos to Kano railway routes in the last 3 years, between January 2010 and April 2013. 10.4 million passengers. It may interest you to know, and it may interest Ademola to also know, that the people who came for the APC Congress in Lagos actually took this train. It may also interest you to know, that every single year for the past 3 years, Osun State government, that is an APC state, they actually take this train free of charge for their citizens from Lagos to Kano. And yet we say these trains are locomotive. Yes, they are locomotive. Yes, we said our president is clueless. How more clueless can somebody be? Now, freight. 3,000 tons of Lafarge cement are now transported every single month by our rail network. I will soon show you the pictures I took myself of the same train taking the cement. 500 tons of wheat from Nigeria flour mills every single month. It may interest you to know that our trains now enter Apapa ports for the first time in our history. 3,000 tons of track materials for contractors monthly through the railway system. 1,000 tons of Nigerian Railway Corporation's petroleum products are being transported between Lagos and Kano. And in Lagos alone, we have 16, they call them 16 diesel-powered MTTS, mass transport scheme. 16 trains between Alagbado and Ebute Metta on a daily basis. I'm a banker. I work for a bank. I know most of my colleagues that drop their cars and they take the trains from Alagbado and they drop at Ebute Metta on a daily basis. When I took the train from Lagos to Ibadan, I paid 800 naira. And it may interest you to know that the train also has what they call the sleeper cabin, where you can actually be to yourself, sleep in an air-conditioned room, and you pay only 2,000 naira. How more clueless can the president be? That is my picture when I took the train. I was sitting in the first class cabin. I walk my talk. That was also a picture that I took. The various terminals that we stood, that we went through until I got to Ibadan. Agege, Ijoko, Abeokuta, Ibadan. A lot of people may want to say, oh, the train that you took, it took you 4 hours before you got to Ibadan. Yes, it took me 4 hours. Why? Because we were stopping on each of the stops for about 15 minutes. Now, that picture that you see there, I took it also personally. That is one of the wagons that was taking Lafarge cement through the rail network. And so it is not a wonder that you don't see a lot of all these trailers on our road again that are taking cement and damaging our roads. You can see Lafarge on it. I took the picture myself. This is not from Facebook or this is not from Google. Now, that's Dangote cement. I took it from my cabin. You know. 22 airports have been remodeled all over Nigeria. You may question and say maybe things should have been done better or this, but anybody who has passed through our airport system in the last 1 or 2 years will tell you that our airports are actually the better state than they were before. Now, this is one of the success stories of this administration. This Dutse Cargo International Airport was actually commissioned in November 2014. There are 6 cargo airports that are all over Nigeria. What they do is you have perishable items, they have air-conditioned silos in those places, and then you can store them before they are transported to Lagos or wherever. That's President Jonathan commissioning with Sule Lamido. Now, this is Muritala Mohammed International Airport. That is the renovated lobby of the airport. This is Akano Ibiam International Airport, the first international airport that is in the eastern part of this nation. It was upgraded to an international airport, and a lot of our Igbo brothers don't have to come to Abuja or Lagos to fly abroad. They stay right where they are doing their business, and they can fly to their destination. That is the lobby, the new lobby. And this is the lobby. Beautiful, fantastic. Now, I don't want to waste time on this because it talks about the transportation and I don't have so much time. But now, this is my picture. I'm talking about the automotive policy. I actually embarked on a trip to one of those people, one of those companies that are assembling cars now. And you can see me standing right there. This is not Photoshop, this is not photo trick. Standing in front of a Hyundai that is being assembled right here in Nigeria. This is a Nissan Patrol. I took the picture myself inside that assembly plant. It was not there a year ago. This company employs 700 people. This company, right there in Ojo, in Lagos State. That is me standing also. Now, in this nation, because a lot of people, my opponent may want to say, oh, it's about assembly. We had assembly plants before, but they all closed down. At least we know the story of Leland in Ibadan. But it is not only about assembly. This is Innocent. Innocent in Inewi now makes in Nigeria vehicles. And I am so happy to inform you that for this particular Jeep, it has 70% local content. The battery was made in Nigeria, the steel plate was made in Nigeria, so many things were made in Nigeria. This company hires 7,200 staff